How's it going, everybody? I know I'm a bit late on this, but I still wanted to cover information on this game because I love what is going on with this trend. If you haven't noticed, with certain games being priced at $50, I'll go into more on that later. But what I'm talking about is Mafia: The Old Country, and how we just got a big, huge plethora of updates from how the story is going to be, gameplay, and more, plus pricing. Let's kick things off with the release date too, which this game comes out August 8th this year on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. The Hangar 13 developed gangster game also has a new trailer showcasing the combat and new stealth mechanics, which I'm showcasing in this video as I talk to you guys. And there's been plenty of screenshots made public too, which look amazing. Like, you check the images out of this game with the screenshots, beautiful and just incredible. The announcement of all these details with this game comes alongside some interesting quotes from the developer and publisher 2K. Hangar 13 president Nick Baines described Mafia: The Old Country as a focused linear experience that combines quality storytelling, authentic era immersion, and a refined take on the familiar Mafia gameplay. He goes on to say that the focus allows us to deliver a story that's gritty, grounded, brutal, and emotional. Embracing early 1900s era Sicily, this is a Mafia origin story that follows our protagonist Enzo Favera as he takes the oath and works his way up Don Torrisi's crime family. 2K president David Ishmailer added, "We think there's a large audience for compelling stories that don't require massive time commitments. We're excited to offer a game like Mafia: The Old Country in our portfolio and to provide a linear, highly polished narrative experience that can easily complement the other more persistent games our players also love and engage with on a more consistent basis." So from what we can gather from here is that Mafia: The Old Country will be a relatively short affair. Like, there's no multiplayer mode. The story is the entire package. This also leads to the reason of possibly why the standard edition costs $50 across all platforms, and the deluxe edition costs $60. And just to be clear, Mafia: The Old Country is not going to be like an open world game at all. I know it's had some comparisons maybe to like GTA in the past or whatever, but Mafia 3 was an open world type of game, but this is going to be more like Mafia 1 and 2, a linear narrative driven game. It's a focused package that offers a cinematic experience. You might find yourself driving around an authentic representation of 1900 Sicily in Mafia: The Old Country, or even riding around on horseback, a bit like that other Rockstar game, but the similarities to Rockstar games stop there. Going back to what I said earlier about a trend of certain games that are releasing at a price, well, I was talking about the $50 price point because if you take a look at the recent Claire Obscure Expedition 33, that released at $50. Now, mind you, that is an independent studio, unknown studio. It's their first IP, brand new IP and all that stuff like that. So I think it was smart of them to price it at a nice, $50 kind of budget price in a way to sell more copies. But then you also got Mafia: The Old Country now being confirmed to be at $50 USD plus taxes, and I think that's a good price point as well too, because a lot of times we get these games that are $70, and now we are on the verge of getting $80 games from Nintendo as well as Microsoft going forward. It's nice that we're getting some of these games that are priced cheaper than that, and it's very surprising because the publisher is 2K. Like, come on now. 2K, the same 2K that does like the sports games like NBA 2K and WWE 2K. Also, I believe this is the same company, unless I might maybe say it might be Take-Two Interactive, that owns Borderlands developers as well too, Gearbox. So interesting there. And then there's another game coming out in July. It's new Souls-like, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, which is also priced at $50 and is going to be on Game Pass day one. So with these three games this year alone that are kind of like big new games, or a couple of new IPs, Mafia being a part of an established franchise, it's interesting to see what's going on in the video game industry right now with all the crazy chaos going on, and the excuse that's being used over and over again about development costs keep rising and this and that. And honestly, that's a mixture of factors as far as like why that's happening, from mismanagement to devs, or actually I should say publishers and higher ups trying to have their devs make these games too big when they need to scale back. And there's other stuff too, but It's nice to see that Mafia the Old Country is releasing at this nice price point. It knows what it is. It's a single player game experience with a very story narrative driven type of experience and focus. It's linear. So this should be a fun time for sure. And I hope this trend continues. I want a lot more games to be priced at $50 because not everybody can afford $70 and then soon to be $80 games. That's just not, no, the casual gamer, the casual consumer is not going to be able to afford all that stuff all the time. And they're going to be really extra picky about what games they decide to get. So, but what do you think about this, guys? Let me know in the comments below. Are you excited for Mafia the Old Country? Are you hoping more games follow this trend of $50 pricing overall, more than what they're doing with these, you know, $80 games and $70 games, stuff like that with the base edition? And are you just excited to play Mafia when it comes out? Are you a longtime fan of the series, or just gonna be your first one? This is a prequel to the original trilogy with Mafia 1 through 3, so that's the note too, and I'm actually excited about that and see how it's gonna be. But yeah, love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, hit that like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.